All right, time for Political Buzz, your rapid-fire look at the best political topics of the day. 3 questions, 30 seconds on the clock, and playing today, CNN contributor Maria Cardona, SiriusXM political talk show host and comedian Pete Dominic, and Republican strategist and columnist for The Hill newspaper, Cheri Jacobus. All right, guys, first question. Jon Stewart talking about Cain's sexual harassment allegations. Here it is.
If he's telling the truth, he's just a nice church-going guy, and everything he does now is tainted by these allegations. That clip of Herman Cain smiling at the end of his political ad? Oh, that looks dirty. That commercial's just always going to play with different music in people's heads now.
Okay, all jokes aside, Cain's campaign did raise $400,000 on Monday alone. He even said in an interview that his fundraising call center crashed. So could this actually rally his supporters? A lot of people coming forward and analysts saying it will. Maria?
Well, clearly it has, if those are the kinds of numbers that he's raising. But the question is, Kira, what is coming next? That you already have one of the women that is accusing him of sexual allegations, that sexual harassment, that she wants to come out and tell her story. So it depends on the next steps. It depends on how he handles it. I would be more worried if I was a supporter of his, of the comments that he's made that clearly indicates that he's not ready to be commander-in-chief. Just yesterday, or this past Monday, he talked about how he's worried about China becoming a nuclear power. Hello, China's been a nuclear power for decades.
All right, Cheri?
The question for GOP primary voters regarding Herman Cain, is he more like Bill Clinton with regard to Paula Jones and the other situations with Clinton? We know Democrats were just fine with that. Or is this more of a Clarence Thomas situation where it's a one-off? Now, the problem is there seems to be some question whether there is a second woman. Usually stories like this need more substantiation. You have to show a pattern, and Politico might have a problem with that. I know a lot of reporters behind the scenes are checking that out. If it looks like it's just one allegation and this woman was not even spoken to in advance, and they maybe scraped up the innuendo of a second woman and the NRA is not coming forward, Politico has a problem and Cain lives to fight another day.
Pete?
Oh, Kira, this story's got legs. This is making Anthony Weiner look like a one-off. This is, and it's because Herman Cain really is giving it legs. First, he says he doesn't know anything. Then he says he knows something. Then he says it was 3 months worth of pay. Then it was 3 to 6 months worth of pay. We find out it was a year's worth of pay. If this woman does come out and speak, oh, this is going to be great for us comedians and political pundits. But you have to wonder who's giving money based on this. I don't know. I mean, there is a sliver of his supporters that might love the idea that women, that he says women are harassing him, or that women say they're harassing him. I don't know. Is it a misogynistic element?
Stay tuned. All right, a group supporting Cain actually calls this a, quote, high-tech lynching. Cain himself has even said in an interview, matter of fact, last night, that he does believe that race is a factor. So do you agree, Cheri?
You know, again, it goes back to whether this turns out to be a Bill Clinton situation or a Clarence Thomas situation. If there is no second woman, and this story is only half-baked and Politico ran a little bit too soon with it, or if that's all there is, then I think there is some credibility to the charge that Herman Cain is being targeted because he's a Republican African-American, and that just simply won't be tolerated. So I think it really hinges on the credibility. National Restaurant Association has to come out. Clearly somebody there already breached the confidentiality agreement by showing somebody something, but it all hinges on if this is a pattern with the second woman.
All right, Maria?
That's an insane allegation, and it's offensive that his supporters would even connect this to a lynching. They need to go back and study exactly what a lynching was. A lynching was torture, it was murder, it was hangings. This is not what this is. This is big league politics, and Herman Cain and his supporters need to stop whining, need to put on their big boy pants, take a class in crisis communications or 3, get out all of the information to get in front of the story if he wants to survive, and move on.
Ooh, Maria brought out the big boy pants. Pete? Perfect segue.
Well, I agree with Maria. I mean, we shouldn't use the word lynching unless we're talking about a lynching. I don't know what's high-tech about this at all. And I don't understand the racist element. People are going to connect it somehow to Clarence Thomas. I don't get it. But it's not like anybody accused Barack Obama of being a secret Muslim, a non-American, a socialist, a Marxist who hung out with the almost unsavory elements in the world, palled around with terrorists. Nothing like any of that. This is ridiculous. I don't see the race factor yet at all. And we're going to find out maybe that one of his opponents leaked this information, a Republican, perhaps. We'll see.
Stay tuned. All right, buzzer beater now, guys. 20 seconds each on this. Radio host Bradley Dean jumping off the Michelle Bachmann bandwagon, saying that everyone's thinking, lady, you stink. When will we start to see GOP candidates drop out of the race, Maria?
That's an interesting question, Kara. I don't know, but I will say this. I am starting to get a little offended at everyone's going after Michelle Bachmann. This guy who said that she stinks, did he see Perry's latest speech? Oh my God, talking about stinking. Has he heard about Romney's latest flip-flop? Has he seen Herman Cain talking about how he's worried about China being a nuclear power? Talking about stink? It's all over the GOP candidates.
Cheri?
I think Paul Enty probably got out a little bit too early. I don't think candidates should be dropping out just yet. You know, this time in 2008, John McCain was carrying his own luggage through airports because he didn't have any money. He ended up being the nominee. Look, President Obama is such a failed president. The job situation, the economy, he keeps trying to run out of town and run around Congress. He can't get anything done. His incompetency is clear. I don't think any GOP candidate should be dropping out of the race, given how bad Obama is.
All right, Pete, bring us home.
Kira, I looked into this guy, Bradley Dean. I don't know if people know who this guy is, but he is really afraid of everybody. Muslims, he's afraid of gays. He makes Reverend Wright look like the Pope. So any affiliation with this guy that Michelle Bachmann had for a general election wasn't going to help her anyway. I mean, a lot of these candidates are just in it for speaking fees and to sell their books, and I think that's really why Michelle Bachmann's still running.
Thanks, guys. We shall do this again. All right. Now we're going to talk about